The passenger side OE style quad LED reflector headlight that we're talking about here today is going to be a great choice for the 2021 through 2023 LED reflector F-150 owners who might be looking for a way to affordably refresh or replace a damaged factory light on the front of your rig. Now, these lights are going to stay true to the factory Ford styling in every single way, thanks to things like the black housing, crystal clear lens, quad LED reflectors, white daytime running lights, and those amber turn signals, all for right around that low $600 price point. So again, these are going to be a great choice for the 21 through 23 F-150 owners out there who are trying to make the truck look like new again by replacing a damaged factory headlight. Now, to be very specific, these are only going to apply to the LED reflector owners out there, so not the basic halogen trucks and not the more premium LED projector trucks. Now, if you do have a more basic halogen truck and you'd love to get an LED headlight on the front, well, you're in luck because we do have a ton of options that apply to your very situation. Definitely check those out back at AT if you haven't done so already. Now, getting back to the lights that we have here, again, these are really going to appeal to the guys that are perfectly content with sticking with that OE styling and don't necessarily want anything crazy aftermarket looking. And if you do, well, great. Again, we have plenty of options for you as well. You'll notice we only have the passenger side with us on the table today. That's because these things are sold individually at that low $600 price point, which is great because maybe you only cracked one side up and you really only need the passenger side or the driver side. But if you did smack both lights up, well, then you can grab both here at the same time. Just make sure you're buying both at the time of checkout. Now, moving into construction, and these really are going to stay true to the factory Ford headlights in every single way. Everything is going to be built exactly to those specifications, starting with that construction of the black ABS plastic base or housing, and then topped off with that crystal clear polycarbonate lens. Obviously, everything's sealed up nice and tight to help prevent any moisture or condensation from building up over time. Now, these things do include all of the LED lighting, which is great. Nothing to transfer over, really. They're going to be a plug-and-play swap, and they are adjustable just like the factory headlights as well. Last but not least here, guys, these things are DOT and SAE legal. Really no surprise there, so they are legal for use in all 50 states. Price point, we mentioned it earlier, but you're coming in right around that low $600 ballpark figure here per side, which does make these very affordable, especially when you start comparing these to a factory Ford replacement, which can cost you over $1,000 per side. So again, if you're trying to get the front of the truck looking like new again and you want to do so very affordably, these are going to be your best bet. All right, now let's shift gears and get into the install. And because this is a factory replacement, you're not adding any additional lighting or anything like that. This is gonna be a very easy swap, plug and play job in the garage at home. So site's gonna call it a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe 2 hours or so to complete from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, here's our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need an impact, a ratchet, an extension, 7, 8, and 10 millimeter sockets, and a clip removal tool. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a headlight on our F-150, so let's get started. Alrighty, guys, so we've got our hood open, and the first thing we need to do is remove our upper shroud here, and it's held in by these push clips. So we'll get our clip removal tool and go ahead and pop this out. You also have to take out the 2 for your air dam as well. One up on the side here. So now once we have all of our clips removed, we can go ahead and remove our shroud. It's going to come up and out. Like so, and we'll set it aside. Next, we'll go ahead and come to our wheel well here, and we're going to need to remove the two 7mm screws holding this edge of our trim panel in place. So we'll grab our 7mm socket on our ratchet and go ahead and pop these out. Now once you have your two screws out, you can go ahead and pull this panel out of its seating here. Pop that out like so, and then you will need to do the same thing for the other side. So now once you have both sides of this trim panel released, we'll go ahead and pull out from the center and just pop that out of its retainers like so, and then set this aside. Next, we're going to need to go ahead and unplug some connectors from the top of our grill here. We'll go ahead and pop the push tab for this one. This connector here. Just pops out like so. And then for our washer fluid, we just squeeze in on the oval side. And go ahead and pop that out. Make sure that's out of the way. Then we're going to need to pop this retainer off of our bracket here. You can just pull that right out. We'll set that up out of the way here. So we don't damage anything. Then after that, we're going to go ahead and remove the four 10mm screws holding the top of our grill in place. So we'll grab our 10mm socket and extension on our impact and run these out. So next we'll need to come to the bottom outside corner of our grill here and remove the 8mm bolt holding this in place. So we'll grab our 8mm socket and extension on our impact and run this out. And once you have this one out, you'll go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side. Now that we have all of our hardware off, we can go ahead and pull our grill off. So we'll need to come to the top here, and the best bet is to grab it from the middle at its bracketry, kind of pull up and towards you. We'll go ahead and give our grill a good hard pull. Then we can set it aside. So now that we have our grill off, we can go ahead and start removing our headlight. So we're going to start up top here, and we have this push clip as a locator. So we'll grab our clip removal tool and pop that out first. Then we'll go ahead and remove the two 10mm screws up top here with our 10mm socket and extension on our impact. Now we can come down to the lower outer mounting portion here. We're going to remove this 10mm screw. And once we have that out, we also have a 10mm nut on this lower mounting stud here that we need to pop off. Be very careful not to drop this on the way out. Now we can go ahead and remove this 8mm screw at the bottom front mount with our 8mm socket. Now we can go ahead and pull our headlight out and get all of our connectors unplugged. So now that we have this out, we'll go ahead and start unplugging our connectors. So we'll need to push in on our release tab here. Pop that one out. And we'll get this one, as well as our marker light, which is up here in this corner. Kind of hard to see. Once you have them unplugged, you can go ahead and set this aside. Alrighty guys, so now we can go ahead and install our new headlight. So we'll start by plugging back in all our connectors. Now since this is an OE style, it's just gonna go right back together as it came apart. So we'll start with our marker light. I know it's hard to see, but you don't really have much room with this connector. Go ahead and plug that in. You wanna listen for that snap. Make sure it's fully seated. Get our other connectors here. And once we have all those in, we'll go ahead and set our headlight in place. Make sure you line that bottom stud up. It can be a pain if you don't get it in line. Now we're going to go ahead and reinstall our two 10mm screws up top, again with our 10mm socket. So we'll get this lined up. We'll get our locator tab put back in. And we'll get our 8mm screw back in up front here. Now we'll get our 10mm nut back onto that locator stud. Again, be very careful not to drop this. And we'll get our last 10mm screw back in the side here. Now we'll go ahead and get our grill back into place. So you kind of have to set it back behind your bumper trim, get it lined up. It has top and side locators. Can be a little bit tricky to get in place. Once you get it lined up, just give it a firm push. Lock your tabs back in. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our lower 8mm screws for our grill. So we'll grab our 8mm socket for that. And once you've got this side in, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So now we'll go ahead and reinstall the four 10mm screws holding the top of our grill in. So we'll grab our 10mm socket for that. Now we can get everything plugged back in up top here. We'll do our washer fluid that just snaps back into place. Our tan plug here. As well as our other plug. Now we'll go ahead and reinstall our upper shroud. Remember to tuck that under your air dam here. Fully seated. Line your air dam back up. Then we'll reinstall all of our push clips. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our trim panel. So we'll line the center of it up in our grill first, get that pushed back into place. Then we'll go ahead and reconnect our side pieces. So now we'll go get the sides of our trim back into place. So we'll just need to push on it a bit to get it to go back into place. Then we'll pop that back in and reinstall our two 7mm screws. And we'll grab our 7mm socket on our ratchet and tighten these back down. Once you've got this side in, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our OE style quad LED headlight with DRL and black housing and clear lenses for the passenger side of your 21 to 23 F-150 with factory LED reflector headlights. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.